Cars.co.za.
Budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.
This is a Toyota Gazoo Racing GTC race car. And this is the man it belongs to, Mandla Mdakane. Along with his teammate Michael van Rooyen, Mdakane travels the country all year round competing in the South African GTC series. It took a few months, but we finally got the chance to catch up with him, and I was excited to finally hear him tell his story.
Finally!
We made it.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too.
I remember driving around this track with you fondly. Well, I remember being terrified, but I also remember it being a great experience. So Mandla, tell me, what attracted you to racing in the first place?
Well, my old man used to race way back in the day, right here, but at the old SWAT Corps. So one day he was practicing. They had a race on the weekend, so I just took myself a walk. I think it was about just turned 4 or something, and I stumbled across the old kart circuit that used to be up there. And I saw all the kids like going round and round, and they all seemed to be having a jaw. And he came off track. I'm like, do you mind if you can just pay for me to have a go? He's like, no problem. We went. And apparently since then I went home and I did not stop talking about being in a go-kart. Motorsport in SA since back then has never been easy getting into it, but eventually my mom just told them, let's give him a try, because they're not forcing me into it. It's all I talk about every day, and since from the age of 4 started in karting, and I've loved every second of it. Extremely blessed and privileged, and I've never looked back since.
Temple tries to find a different line through there on the Ndakane. Ndakane doing such a good job. Placement of that car is perfect from Ndakane to keep out the attentions of the 3 cars behind him.
So over the years, what different cars have you been in and have you raced?
We started out in karting, progressed through all the stages, where I went into regional saloons before we made the jump to main circuit. Polo Cup, which is good breeding ground series in the country. And then we were fortunate enough to spend about 3-4 years in Malaysia racing Formula BMW, and then we progressed on to Formula Masters. So basically just around all tracks in Asia, Shanghai, Zhuhai, Korea, which was a great eye-opening experience. Learned loads and loads, and then we came back, and now we're with Toyota in the GTC series.
But front row is Toyota Gazoo Racing as global touring cars make their way to the line for the start. Lights out and down towards turn 1. It's Mandla Mdakane side by side with Michael van Rooyen.
Tell us a bit about this GTC car.
It goes just as fast as it looks. It's a proper racing car. And Toyota have put together such a big package, and bringing the GR part of the company onto the track. Along with Freddie and the team, they've done a super job.
If I'm not mistaken, this just looks like a Corolla, right? All the GTC cars are tubular frame chassis. And
same frame. Well, different engines, but all boost and engine capacities are all governed. So it's the body of the car, but we've all got the same rim, same gearbox. Just to keep the series, to be fair for everyone. So it's up to your driving and your setup and your tuning to get just those little bits of your competition.
I did some work with your teammate Michael van Rooyen, and he took me around Aldous Krabante in the GR Yaris.
Yeah.
And afterwards I thanked him. I said, Michael, thank you so much, because after going around in the car with you today, I know I'll never be a racing driver. So I can just tick that off my list, right? Because I don't know, you guys are like a different species, man. I mean, do you ever get scared? Is there any fear left in it for you?
The fears disappeared from, I think, when I was small, and I think if there's still fear involved, it's just going to hold you back going over just that 20 meters later on the brakes or diving, just trying to make that move. It's completely out of the system now. It's gone.
Where do you find the reward in racing cars? I mean, what do you get? What positiveness do you get out of the experience?
Myself personally, I put in. You got to put in the time yourself, training, preparing for the weekend, and along with the team, they put hours and hours and sleepless nights, perfecting the car, making sure every nut and bolt is 100%. The car's at peak performance. Of course, it's motorsport. Every day won't always be our day. Things do go wrong. We put these cars under immense pressure. But I mean, the team and you coming together, we're all here to win at the end of the day. But I mean, just after all the hard work and getting the good result, and personally, you feel overjoyed, and coming out and seeing all your mechanics and engineers, the whole package come together, really makes it worthwhile.
When you were younger, did you ever get invited to like go-karting birthday parties with your friends?
Yeah, but I've got about 2 close mates of mine who, well, they were golfers and I was the racing guy, and then whenever they'd have a go-karting party, I'd be like, no problem. We've got this in the bag.
I feel like that's like having a karaoke party and inviting Beyonce. It's like
Absolutely anything and anybody can have what it takes here to win this little battle out for third place in global touring cars. 21 versus 37 versus 31 versus a 33 car. They are absolutely at each other's throats. Brilliant stuff here from Mdakane to fend off Lee Thompson.
And I mean, so your youth was just spent at racetracks, basically.
Let's say every second week, we'd be at the track. My teachers really hated it and didn't understand, but it was hard finding the balance at a young age. But you've got to get the books right as well. And my parents, the deal was, as long as everything is good at school, we've got no problem, as long as you can balance it and make it work. And I really loved it. I think once if you've got a true passion for something and no one's pushing you towards it, you'll make it work. Any day on track is a good day for me. I love it.
So there are thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of young South Africans who'd love to be a racing driver. What would you say to them? You know, how to pursue the dream?
Look, motorsports in South Africa is still sort of known as a niche sport. We certainly don't get as much attention as I'd say your soccer, rugby, or cricket, which is a shame. South Africa has bred tons and tons of national and worldwide champions. On the world stage, we bring the results back and we can compete with the best. It's also a costly sport. We'd love for more development campaigns or something of that sort to get more kids into it. But I'd say come to the circuits. The best way to learn, like myself and many drivers around the world, is in karting. You learn everything about the car, and everything is so quick in karting. And I mean, even young kids now more and more are coming from a young age. Now they know how to check tire pressure, they know how to lube their chain, now they compete against each other, and they know how to deal under pressure with having lots of people around you. And it's like life skills. When they get onto the national roads, they can see things happening 2 steps before anything may happen. So I just suggest just come out to the track. The teams were always open to help and answer questions, but karting is definitely the first step, and definitely beg your parents to get you to the track.
I got offered once to do like cart share, you know? So like
Yeah,
three
yeah, yeah.
people share a cart, and maybe that helps
something
bring
like
costs
F-
down.
Yeah. I think it's the F400s or something like that.
Do you find that you need to stay in shape to be a better driver? I mean, do you put effort into keeping yourself fit?
100%. It's not easy bustling this thing around the track. I mean, at speed, and it's definitely quite hot. I mean, if you check our windows about this big, staying mentally and physically fit. I'm training with knockout legends 4 or 5 days a week.
Boxing.
Box fit, cardio, weights. We mix it up, and my trainers there make sure that keep me in tip-top shape, and also keeping a cool head amongst the heat and 8 drivers around you. We're all trying to gun for the number 1 spot. So you've definitely got to stay fit. If the team's putting in the effort, you've got to put in the effort, and everything comes together.
Do you spend your Sundays watching F1, or you watch other racing? Or?
F1, DTM, big MotoGP fan. I've been a Rossi fan all my life.
Have you ever tried to race a bike?
I've ridden a few superbikes, but my dad and my mom were like, listen, we've let you onto 4 wheels. That's enough. Ride it up the road, get off, give back the keys. Thank you very much.
Side by side to Chevy. He's on the outside, but he had the inside line for the next corner if he stays on that outside line.
The young guys who follow me on Twitter and stuff, young guys and girls who follow me on Twitter, there's this, F1 is experiencing quite a resurgence, I think, in interest and in fan base. And
I think for me, since they had the Drive to Survive series on Netflix, it's given people who just see, okay, these guys are just going around this track for 70 laps every Sunday. But now they're giving, it's an insight to what happens behind the scenes and everything you may not see. And it is a heavy mental game. There's sponsors, there's teams, but it's so nice seeing the resurgence and just more people being interested in the sport. I mean, every event we have here, people's eyes are just open. Instead of watching it on TV, they're like, geez, when is the next one?
Yeah.
Please can I make sure that I'm there?
I'm hoping that interest in F1 translates into more interest in South African motorsport. And, you know, I would like to say to everyone watching, go to a GTC race, you know. I've been to the one at Aldo. It's epic to watch, you know. And you guys it's a little bit like bumper cars, eh?
I mean, we give no inch, but some of the best drivers in the country, we've got respect for each other, but as they say, rubbing is racing, and we make sure to always keep it on the black stuff.
Mandla, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you
very, very much.
Thank you, man.
Thanks very much for watching. If you've just watched this video but you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, you absolutely should do that immediately right now. Click the subscribe button. It's a good idea for a bunch of reasons which I actually don't have really a lot of time to go into. But it's good. It's a good idea. Excellent. Thanks for watching. I said that already.
Budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.
Dream, search, drive. Cars.co.za.